Okay, so our second map in our tour of the Bungie Mythic Map Pack for Halo 3 is Orbital. And Orbital is an orbital platform that is revolving around Earth. And if you've played Halo 2 and Halo 1, which I'm assuming you have, this may remind you of Longest on Halo 1 and Elongation, not only in the way the map plays, but in the overall look and aesthetic of the map as well. You know, when I first saw this map, the first thing I thought was, I wish we had had this when we did the reconstruction final episodes, because this would have made a fantastic set for the headquarters of the Freelancer Agency. It's got lots of cool things in it that we could have used, like there's all these signs saying authorized personnel only. There's a video phone that we could have used for a security console. You know, lots of little things like that. And of course, the bases themselves, red base and blue base, just look like places that would be in any kind of human command structure. So the map looks great, and the way it plays is a ton of fun, because basically, like I said, you have a red base at one end and a blue base at the other, and it's two connected horseshoes that go along, and the horseshoes are basically different levels, and there's even places where you can see from one to the other, and depending on what path you take, there's all these little interconnecting chambers and hallways that you can use to go between the two different horseshoes. Also, this one has a really unique feature in that on the higher level horseshoe, halfway around, there's this leap of faith area where you can see the other people and interact with them, meaning shoot them, from above, and they can shoot you from down below. And then you can also make this jump to jump down there and transfer between the two paths. So that would kind of give you a sense that the high road does have a little bit of advantage to it, because you have an extra point at which you can transfer to the low road. But if everyone's going along the same path, well, there's always an advantage to getting to the other base if you're not meeting any opposition. And a lot like Elongation in Halo 2, where you could go between the two long hallways where the crates were on conveyor belts, these little areas where you can transfer between the two paths end up being these really intense firefights where you're ducking and diving around cover, and when you turn the corner, you just don't know what you're going to see. And this map works really well as a team objective-based match. And by that I mean, of course, multi-flag CTF. Assault's also going to be a good game type to play on this, because as you're working your way towards an objective on Orbital, you really do get the feeling of making definitive progress. You're on offense, they're on defense, or you're defending and someone is trying to make progress in your hallway. And that's really cool in Halo, because there aren't a lot of maps like this, especially on this scale, where you have these long hallways and you're fighting for control of a complex. I haven't played it in a while, but this seems like it would be a great game type for territories, you know, where you're just pushing your way into someone else's base. On Orbital, if somebody comes from behind you, that must mean they've worked their way through your base to get up behind you in your hallway, and you know somebody didn't do their job. So this has a really cool linear feeling to it that I think is pretty rare in Halo, and it's definitely a lot of fun. So if you're a fan of team objective game types, I can confidently say that you will like the Orbital map, which will be available along with Assembly and Sandbox as part of the Mythic Map Pack starting March 3rd with your copy of Halo Wars Collector's Edition.